Hello? What up, Gonzo? Pre-stream right now, baby. I resent that comment, Gonzo. You remember what? What up, boss man? Oh boy. No, you resemble it. Fuck you, Gonzo, you piece of shit. I made you. Alright, let's get inside, huh? You're done. Bet she didn't go live tonight, huh? No Raw watch along? Money in the Bank react? Let's see, we're taking off from 4 right. Good luck in your future endeavors. Thank you, fuck you, bye. Bowling. So, we are cruising at 340. Let me just check something here. I need to get my... What up, Alvin? Somebody had to go live tonight since Pesci didn't, man. You know? You do. Trying to find my my wins here in my flight plan. There we go. Okay. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh. I'm doing Bowen's work. I thought Alvin was married, boss man. Oh, here we go. Okay. So top of descent is 380. Then we'll go 310. 200. 150. 75 on the index. We are, here you go, boss man, TWA 800. It's fucked up. She listens to Toby Keith. I thought that was Boss Man's girl. Let's get back over here to 4 right. I don't know. I can't tell them apart, Gonzo. I always get those two mixed up. Oketa 7A to Octet. How did that show go last night with Schmidt and Jacob Waters and Pesci? I fell asleep. So we don't have an Octet trans in here. Charles de Gaulle, ladies and gentlemen, on our way to Paris. 800 was hit by a Navy missile. That's right. I agree. You know, boss man, I actually agree with you on that. Mostly because the NTSB's report and explanation for the incident just assumes way too many variables. I don't care how you chop it and screw it. A short circuit from a stray wire in a fuel tank that's never happened before and has never happened since? That's not good enough for me, I'm sorry. I believe the missile theory more. Just me personally. It's more believable that a missile hit that plane than that short circuit in my mind. Just keeping it real, man. That's how I feel. And who was that press secretary? Was it Salinger? JP Salinger or Kennedy's press secretary? You know who I'm talking about, boss man. JD Salinger, I think his name was. Who's his White House press secretary? Yes, we don't have these in here, man. Interesting. It was JD Salinger, okay. Wow, no discontinuities, no vectors in that flight plan. That's really, really interesting. Don't see that happen too often. Let's see here, let's get our V speeds. 136, 136, 157. Flex is 59. 36, 36, 157. I think we're good. Let's get lights. Nav light. Beacons on. Logo lights on. Oh, that's what I gotta do. 15. 4.4. Okay, we're good to go. Let's get pushback. There's a TWA jet, boss man. What you think about that? TWA MD-11, boss man. You must have flown on a couple of these in your day. Now, since this plane's come out, I've actually only been flying the cargo variant of it. This tonight is actually the passenger variant of the plane, and I'll show you. I'll show you the cabin once we get to the runway. Or maybe I'll show you in the air. Make you stick around. I'm going to need $60 in donations before I show you the cockpit. I'm sorry, the cockpit, the cabin. If you want to see the cabin of this plane, I'm going to need $60 in donations. And I'm going to need that in the next 30 minutes. Well, that guy down there is about to be sucked into a jet engine. Team Maker Challenge. Schmidt called it. What did he call it, Gonzo? He said exactly what Jake did. Interesting. Did Jake actually end up coming on Jacob Waters' show last night? If he did, I didn't see that. I love you. Good luck in your future. I saw Jake put out a video this morning. Something about Lemmy. That EasyJet guy's in a hurry. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. No more Jake Hudson. Wait. Hold on. No more Jake Hudson. What's this about? No, I just finally decided to put it on a boom, Eric. It's usually just been on my desktop. can't remove him. Jake is gonna be Jake, right? That's what Pesci and Schmidt said last night. What up, Hudson? He blocked little me. His square. You talking about Lemmy? Isn't that Hey, what up, fans? Fans! Hello? Oh, fans? You won't play golf with friends? Sunrise in France, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I wish you guys had Steam so we could play golf with friends. Like Jake, everybody has Steam, brother. I'm good, Fence. Here, let's go check out the cabin of this thing. The MD-11. This Boss Man definitely flew on a few of these. You know, Jake was on with Square and Bambi, and Lil Me told him to back off, and Square told Jake to block Lil Me. Lil Me. This is what first class looked like on the MD-11. If you look closely, you see you've got your own little private light there, your own reader light. So we did. And that was the end of Lil Me. There's the galley, first galley. Ooh. Here's Coach. This is Fence's part of town. Now, this is how you know this is an old plane. If you look up above us in the ceiling, you'll see these little boxes protruding from the ceiling. Boss Man knows what those are. TV monitors for the in-flight movie. We're going to be showing Saving Ryan's Privates and Genital Hospital on today's flight. Anyway, big ass plane. We are ready to get in the air though. Everything's set here. Getting late for you, Hudson? You a little busy right now? Hey man, at least you stopped by. I know you liked the stream. You gave it that thumbs up, so you did your duty, brother. Ooh. We went over something there. I don't know what that was. Gears coming up. I'm gonna hand fly this initial ascent out of this airport. Hey, Eric, it's good this time, bro. First class is the only way to fly. Nah, private's the only way to fly, boss man. Plane don't leave until you get there, you know what I'm saying? I got to fly in a Bombardier, what was it, 650, a Challenger 650. Plane had a bed and a shower on it, and a PlayStation. Dude, it was split into 3 sections. It was a global, excuse me. It was a global. So the first section, when you got on the plane, was like the common seating area with some tables, and, you know, social spaces. And in the middle of the plane, there was an entertainment center with a couch that folded down into a futon. That's where the PlayStation was. And then the final portion of the plane was like the, I guess, I don't know, the master bedroom, but there was a bed, a shower, another TV on the headrest of the bed. I mean, it was baller, bro. Take it up to 20,000. Into the sunrise. We're headed to Paris, ladies and gentlemen. Gay Paris. The French Riviera there. There's Nice. Côte d'Azur. Oui, oui. Sacre bleu. Boss Man says the French would be living under Gestapo rule right now if it wasn't for the United States. Slats coming in. Check out when these slats come in. Oh, you missed it.
Autopilot. Autopilot.
What have we got here?
Autopilot.
We are through 10,000 feet. Those landing lights off. Runway turn lights off. Let's have a look at our climb out here. I mean, we're getting right up. .380. Starstream built by McDonnell Douglas. Oh, you can see it on the winglet over there too. It's on the inside of the winglet. That's cool. Yeah, it's because I didn't do the dishes, Bob. I didn't do my chores, so my internet got cut off. No, it was just a really weird day. I couldn't stream yesterday. So yeah, I cut the stream out. I was just hanging out with Schmidt and Pesci and Jacob Waters for a little bit. I think Bossman was there too. Hold on a second, guys. I'm getting a damn phone call here. Bob the Banktus says, Daddy cut the internet off. More likely I'm going yeah, more likely to be kissing my Ron DeSantis action figures. Ain't that a fact? Ain't that a fact? So what's going on with everybody? Alvin, Gonzo, Fence, Boss Man, Broke, Boss, Monkey. You guys want to get a up close and personal view of the basement? Oh, here, let me make this smaller. There, that works. Hello MTV, welcome to my crib. Or I should say welcome to my basement. With windows. Big ass windows, bro. You know what I'm saying? Pick it up.
Altitude.
Cruise around in my Porsche picking. Not in that Porsche. Sorry, brother. Afraid not. Not in that Porsche. So, yeah, that Cassius Clay painting. Jay Walks did that. Jay Walks also did this. This is great. You can see it's got Masters stuff here. Oh, I need to bring it more into the camera. From when Phil won his last Masters championship, Trump to surrender, from the Boston Globe, the political, the MAGA. You know, he's got some comic strips here. He's got Vince as a ref at WrestleMania right there. I mean, that's some good shit. And then if you flip it over, it's great shit, man. And then he finally he sent me 3 pieces. He sent me this. This is another Basquiat clone. But I need to get these things framed, man. But that's the art that Jay Walks. Which hold on. I guess you didn't see. If I turn this way, maybe because I was blocking it. We've got the Hitman edition Winged Eagle. You know, the real shit, not that made in Pakistan shit. And then of course we have the Universal Mini Belt. Because, you know, mini titles are sick. Playing squads. Playing Reload? This is a quick little hour hop from Nice to Paris. No hot pockets. Nah, I had real food for dinner tonight. Boy, these, what is this, the French Alps or something? Boy, we still gotta go to 380. We're getting way up there, man. Better expedite this climb. Lets me out. He throws me out. Like Reverend's wife throws him out. Get out of here. It's my yard time. That's my yard time, yo. Saint Crepin. Let's look that up. Saint Crepin. Commune in France. In the Hautes Alps department of southeast France. Oh, look at it. It's getting cold now. Bro, there's like less than 1,000 people that live in that little commune down there. Right down there. Saint Crepin. They live in between some goddamn mountains. The Wikipedia page literally just says where it is and the population. They got no information other than that on this place. Population 703. We're almost at 40,000 feet, man. Give us a nice buffer between us and these mountains down here. Remember, Broadcast, the big guy has 3 lawyers. If you want to pull any more shenanigans, you will be dealt with accordingly. You know what? If that was the real Bob, all that would make me do is fuck with him more. I welcome Boland's legal threats of litigation, but bro, please make my day. Go ahead, brother. Because the thing is even if Boland's bullshit case somehow made it to a courtroom, my lawyer would be able to prove malicious prosecution, and Boland would probably get stuck with my legal bills after he loses and his case gets dropped. And Boland, you do not want to pay my lawyer, brother. You got $1,200 an hour to pay that guy. I'll give you his phone number, okay? He may not take you as a client though, unless you give him a retainer. I must have a death wish. I'm just living in reality, brother. You mean my dad's lawyer? Yeah. He did. You know what? Full disclosure. He did used to be my father's lawyer when I was in college. Then my dad was, still working. Keep it in the family, man. Tell me something, guys. If I move the mic over here. Now, let's see.
Altitude.
Like right here,
Altitude.
can you still hear? Can you still hear me pretty well? Am I coming through clear? Notre-Dame de la Salette. Sacre bleu. Looks like we got some people living down here. Hey, do not slander D&D like that. I like D&D. D&D is timeless. I got some traffic. There it is. Look at that. In real life, two planes would not be allowed to get that close together. Not at this altitude. Yeah, there's definitely people living down there. Look at, they're squeezed in between this valley. Literally. I wonder what that is. I love that TWA dual globe logo. Double globe. I was begging Punch to go check out the TWA hotel when he had all that time to kill at JFK. He just wouldn't do it for me, man. It's fucked up. The GE engines. Bossman says people who play D&D should be forced to live in their parents' basement. That's fucked up, boss man. You're acting like they're like adults that go to like Chuck E. Cheese or something, man. Hey, your kids went to Disneyland and dumped their kids on you and didn't tell them about it. That's worse than playing Dungeons and Dragons, man. Holy shit.
Altitude.
Steve P. News said he only needs one plaintiff to come forward. I was like, Jake, why don't you offer yourself as the one plaintiff? You know, what are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? Donald, what are you afraid of? The sun has risen in France. Vive la France! Nice slow turns when you're at an altitude like this. You don't want to disrupt the airflow too much, right? You want to keep your passengers very comfortable. The thing is, boss man, if I try to like invert this plane or whatever, if I try to like fly it like a fighter jet, I'll fly it beyond the limits that the airframe can support, and you'll get the the black screen that says you, what does it say exactly? I know the quote. It says, you overstressed the aircraft and caused critical damage. Random violence is key. After we land in Paris, it'll be a quick turnaround and we'll be heading to jolly old England, to Manchester. Boss man thought if he didn't have a TV, it might speed up the disability process. You know what, boss? If you weren't a racist, homophobic Trump blower, Kenny could teach you how to milk the welfare system. He got you on that one, boss man. Mob to bank this from out of nowhere.
Curry steps back. Bang!
Just pretend you're Spirit. Yeah, fucking taxi at fucking 30 knots or whatever. You gotta switch it from top chat to live chat, boss man. And Gonzo. You goddamn boomers, learn how to use YouTube. Must be some secret purpose. Take this flight to Mumbai. We're flying in the other direction, Pranay. I'm flying west. I just switch it from top chat to live chat, boss man. That's all I do. I think on the phone, it's all messages, yeah. Damn, it works. Damn. My Powerball number's hit. See ya. No, flight towards India. Not on this one, Pranay. I'll tell you what though, brother. I'm gonna do an India stream this week. Just for you. We'll start at Indira Gandhi. And we'll fly to Chennai or something, you know? We'll go west to east. I got a nice Air India livery. Turn left. Nope. Almost out of fuel, brother. Can't do it. We won't make it. Boy, we've been following this guy the whole time, though. This guy right here. We've been behind him for, I don't know, a half hour? Bowling would slip in your DMs fast if you won the Powerball. Dude, if I won the Powerball, the only person I would tell would be my fucking lawyer. This is North Korea flight. You're going to Mumbai. Holy shish kebab. Dude, I wonder if this guy's going to Paris too. Because we're literally going the same trajectory, you know? First name serve app, last names. You can't have an India stream without me Barclays going to pay my 15. I do not like to carry the bullet. Holy shit, Servap Singh, y'all. Increase the speed of the flight top speed. What the fuck? Bro, I'm going as... You want me to break my airplane? Listen, I'm flying, okay? I'm the captain. You see me in this left seat? Look at me. I'm the captain now. Just for speed. Dude, my ground speed is almost 500 knots. I don't need to be going any faster than that. This ain't a Concorde, you know what I mean? Like, I guarantee you this guy's going to Paris. We're going to follow him all the way into the runway. I wonder if he knows something I don't. I wonder why he's flying so low. Maybe he wants a view of the ground or something. I don't know. Right for London, Mumbai. London or Mumbai. London wouldn't be right. London would be northwest. I'm going to Manchester after I land in Paris. Let me get to Paris, and then we're going to England after that, okay? One flight at a time now. My boy's still there. Oh. My dad's lawyer will do it for me. Did we, don't land in Paris, land in Mumbai. No, I don't have enough fuel to get to Mumbai, bro. You're crazy. Drew McIntyre suspended. Rev Sauce is live, ladies and gentlemen. Should we listen to Rev Sauce?
Elia will take the pin. I don't want Elia to take the pin, but it looks like they're setting up for Elia and Sammy versus Braun Breaker. Now Braun Breaker's music, if you guys didn't pick up on it, has changed again. And about time, his music does not sound like trash. I'm telling you, it sounds like Megadeth now. Much, much better.
I feel like it's like a more accurate, better music than what like someone from Metallica does.
Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, the Bowling Alley welcomes Filipina actress, model, and dancer Sarah Grace Lee. It's TWA, Pranay. It's a defunct airline. They don't exist anymore. They were a very iconic American airline. They went out of business in the 90s.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am right on time. 3 minutes late. That's pretty much on time for me. And look
Here we
at
go,
with
guys.
me today. Look at
This is the Bowling Show with Sarah Grace Lee.
He's with me
Early
today.
and everything.
Early and everything. For us, it's considered early.
Yeah.
And running a couple minutes late. This is a very, very rare 2 p.m. start for us. We rarely ever do these. And I'm grateful for it because
Coltrane's always available.
I'm an
Guy
evening
never has to be
Takes
at
me a
work,
little
I
bit
guess.
to Get these old bones going a little bit.
Usually nap time right now.
But today I've made a special exception. I said, well, if I'm going to do this for anybody, I'm going to do it for the guest that we have. And today we have a guest that I'm having on. We had the young lady from Cambodia on just a couple of weeks ago, Sophia, who was born in Cambodia, and we had her on to tell some of her stories and the things that she had going on. She was came to this country back in 2015.
Right.
And what lured her to my show was what we do for children that live in other countries that we don't know if we'll ever meet, don't know if we'll ever see, but yet we help them with their families anyway. That's kind of what drew me and this next young lady together. Was I helped her native people, and she also, as I've mentioned in the description, she is an actress, she's a dancer, an amazing dancer, a model. And there's not much this young lady hasn't done.
Amazing actor who's done absolutely nothing. Jason is in investment banking.
Right about 16 years old. Used to chat with her.
Oh, I wish Bowen would have said that.
Very kind and amazing family.
What up, y'all?
And then somehow she ended up doing a movie that my cousins were in, and I didn't know a thing about it. And then
did a movie my cousins were in.
They did a movie together.
Did a movie together. Okay, here we go, guys. It's time for another edition of Show and Tell with Bowen. All right. Bowen just said that his cousin and Sarah Grace Lee did a movie together, right? That's what he said, right? Well, ladies and gentlemen, very quickly, here is Sarah Grace Lee's IMDb page. Now let me tell you something. I'm not an actor. I don't work in the town business, but I understand enough from the amount of episodes of Entourage that I've seen to know that if you have an IMDb page, everything you do goes on there. If you're a voice in a commercial, if you do 10 seconds on the radio, if you're in a TV commercial, if you're in a TV show, if you're in an independent film, etc., 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 it goes on IMDb. Those are called your credits. Those are how you book more jobs, right? Well, let's go look at Sarah Grace Lee's credits. One episode of a TV show. One episode of America's Court with Judge Ross. The Best Way to Murder. Mirrors. There's no movies on here. Short. She's never done a movie in her career, Bolin. So what movie was your cousin in with her? Please tell us the name. I would love to see your cousin's performance. Once again, this is the Averaging Down show for exposing the Star Faker. We out. She hasn't talked to him since she was on his show, Sir Matt. Let's be real, man. Anyway, let me turn it back on.
Way back when, maybe 2013, 2015, something like that. It's been a long time.
2013, 2015. You just saw the years from those movies she was in. She wasn't doing any acting in 2015. She has 0 credits prior to 2018. 0. Get that, Bolin? Goose egg. 0. The same amount of original ideas you've had in your life, Bolin. 0.
My cousins. That's why I was shocked she appeared in the movie. Just playing around. So,
Like a
let's
movie or like just
not talk about ourselves all day. Allow me to introduce my beautiful and sweet friend. I'm not drunk, I swear. It's only sarcasm.
Easy
The
figures.
beautiful, the vivacious, the absolute paragon of sartorial pulchritude, Sarah Grace Lee, who has
Hello,
a back.
lovely people.
Hi, how you doing? How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm ready to have some fun with you guys.
Can you tell I am not accustomed to getting the brain clicked and revving at 2 o'clock in the afternoon? 11 a.m. for you. You're out.
Oh, our buddy's gone.
Yes, I am. You're in Hollywood. You're in LA.
Oh, you're in Hollywood. You're in Hollywood.
Hollywood.
And if I'm not mistaken, you have been working on a project out there. You've been doing a movie, I think. I think I saw some clips of it.
No, she hasn't.
Yeah, I filmed one movie so far this year, and it should be out next year. And the whole main title is Frankie the Maniac Woman, so it's really fun and it's comedic horror. And then I've been doing a bunch of plays. You know, there's been a lot of strikes here in Hollywood, so you know I
Oh,
had
yeah.
to be busy.
She has no future
yeah.
credits listed on her. There's nothing listed in her post-production
Does that help
credits.
you or hurt you?
So
Are you considered crossing? Well, I guess if they're not doing movies, then that kind of does force you into the plays and theatrical performances and things like that, correct?
Yes, but you know what? It's turned into a blessing because I've never been into theater before, and I got to star in one. I got to do a few of them in the past year, and it's been such a blessing, such a great learning experience. I acted in most of them, and in some of them I did tech and lighting. Learned a little bit about how to produce things. So it's been a great learning experience. And I also got some time to do what I love to do, which is give back, and I did that through some pageantry.
Yeah, I've noticed that you did that because I forgot.
That's
to
the other
mention it,
thing.
and we ended up adding it.
this chick was Miss California in like the Miss Universe world or whatever. Like, don't you think if Bolin knew someone that was Miss California, he would have been talking about that shit for years? He says he's known this chick for years, but none of us ever heard a word about her until like a week before she was going to be on his show. You know? Not a word. That's a little off-brand for him.
To the description of the show, you were until like very recently, or maybe you still are, because I think in June is when you were supposed to pass the crown. You became Ms. MRS, guys, calm down. Ms. California and Ms. West Coast, correct?
Yes, Mrs. California, Mrs. West Coast, and I actually passed the crown on the past weekend.
Well, it's probably a big thrill for you to be on the show, because I too.
What did he tell Pesci? Pesci, that ain't working. That's lying. Well, Bolin, it's ironic how how the left is always projecting themselves. You know, always projecting the left. These lefties are. That ain't working. That's lying. Well, that's ironic coming from you, Bolin.
And I'm a king, as you can see from the crown over there.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
with
know.
And I do mean this with all due respect, and I don't mean any hatred that may sound like it's going to cry. I do not like your husband. I don't like him, and there's a simple reason.
Here he goes.
I
Here he goes
think
with the hating on the
I think
significant
kings
other.
and queens belong together. I find her husband to be a bit of an imposter. I don't think he should be involved in this equation whatsoever.
Why does he think he can talk to people that way? Because he's fucking old or something? Like,
you all have been together.
bro,
for a long
Bolin, if you said that
time,
shit to
but
me and
I
we were
think-
like in the
Yeah,
same room,
7 years,
I would slap the
7 years,
taste out of
7
your mouth and the
wonderful
last
years.
tooth you have
And I
left.
think he was your boyfriend when I first met you, and you got married what year?
2017.
And she had to think about it. You see that cold drink? Did you
I
see
do
how
too.
good it was? Yeah, well, don't we all know? I was married from '86 to '90,
There he goes.
so I've been a single
Talking
man
about
for quite
himself.
some time. And people that watch the show and go, well, we see why he's single. So it all adds up. It all adds up.
Oh, don't you have
And I saw you posted a picture of your mother. My God, I don't know how old your mom is, but she is still because you said it yourself, a beautiful, beautiful woman that you considered your role model.
Absolutely.
What a
She
freak.
is a powerful, strong, amazing woman, still doing amazing things in the world, helping families.
Right.
She was a lawyer of the Chief Justice in the Philippines. She was alive
Wow.
during the People's Revolution in the Philippines. So,
Yeah.
amazing hero, like an actual hero.
Wow.
What are you
And
gonna say about that,
did
Bolin?
see, maybe a year or two ago, it could be a little longer.
Different
I saw
type
you
of
were
hero
going
than
back to
Christoph
the
Margarito
Philippines.
was.
And I saw you dressed and looked like $1 million, so I'm assuming you were doing some appearances around there as well. And so what's it like when you all go back home, back to Manila and places like that? How does that feel?
You know, it's just a time for us to spend,
Did you-
some quality time
Did
with
you hear him talking about Tiffany Stratton the other night? He said, well, I found out she's an anti-vaxxer and a Trump supporter, Coltrane, so what can you do?
family. We don't get to visit back very often. I got to, give some presents to a family that I help out there. And then mostly we celebrated Christmas. My brother, he's a classical pianist and performer as well, so he performed. So that must be one of the events you were talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, just mostly family time because that's really important. We need to make time for that.
Okay, T Maker, one of the big supporters of our show, apparently making a little free time. He travels all over this country quite a bit, and he's taking some time to peek in on us today. A guy we never see on the show anymore. I see he's
I
got
don't
his
know that name at all.
Oh no, you don't. Well, I do. He's been a member and a viewer of the show for a long time. We never see him. Sarah Grace Lee shows up, and then all of a sudden.
Heard a lady come in.
Oh yeah, you better be laughing. You better be laughing. Yeah.
Welcome,
So,
everyone.
well, I figured you might draw us a few new viewers today, and it's just a tough time to do a podcast for large numbers because it's in the middle of people's workday and everything, and people are. If I go on 10 minutes early, people freak out. Like the other night, I went on at 8:55 p.m. Well, King, you normally go on at 9:05. Yeah, but we try to fool stupid people and make them think we're on an hour earlier. So we go 8:55.
Herman's a piece of shit.
Do you know who Jiminy
You're
Glick
blocked.
is?
You're
Sarah?
muted, Herman.
Not really.
Do you know who?
Here's this weird Jiminy Glick
Martin
obsession.
Short is?
Yes.
Somebody go check if Martin Short follows Bolin on Twitter. That's something he said. He's got this Jiminy Glick up. He's got these weird
Okay, well,
random
Martin Short
obsessions.
plays a character called Jiminy Glick, and he
Okay.
plays this overweight. Go figure why I would like him. This overweight, fat, obnoxious, nothing happening, nothing ever accomplished. Interviewer of celebrities.
So basically, Bolin sees himself in this guy. Listen to how he described him one more time.
And
Oh.
Jiminy Glick.
Listen.
And
Okay.
he plays this overweight. Go figure why I would like him. This
Overweight.
fat, obnoxious, nothing happening, nothing ever accomplished.
Nothing happening, nothing ever accomplished.
Interviewer of celebrities.
But he has some dream job where he gets to interview celebrities. That's what Bolin thinks he is
And
on his
Okay.
show.
I'm going to encourage you to go watch some Jiminy Glick clips. Think of some of your favorite celebrities. Maybe if you like a Jerry Seinfeld or somebody like that, or maybe some Saturday Night Live characters. He interviewed Bill Hader recently, and he's the co-host all week long, not far from where you live. Jimmy Kimmel, he's from Hollywood, California, right? Isn't that where it's
Yep,
from?
yep.
Burbank.
And they're all working here in
Burbank.
the studios, I'm sure.
Not
Have you ever
Hollywood.
been to the Jimmy Kimmel
There are no
studios?
there are
Have you
no
ever been?
TV studios in
No,
Hollywood.
not really. I don't know if I've
I'm
been
wondering,
close
because they're
to
kind of
them.
right there where you are. I was wondering if you'd ever made it down to the studios.
I've been to a couple studios, but they have almost some warehouses or buildings.
You do.
That's
Every
what they
show
are.
is in a different studio, so you never really know what's going on inside of them.
And they actually do look like warehouses,
They're
don't
just
they?
giant
They
warehouses.
don't look, when you hear Hollywood and television studio, you have something else pictured in your mind as to what you actually see when you get there. And
Yes, it's all smokes and mirrors.
it's smoke and
Looks like a
mirrors.
big Laurel place, like with all the greenhouses and all that.
Yeah. So Jimmy Kimmel is on vacation now till Labor Day, and he has celebrity hosts on every show. And we hadn't seen Jiminy Glick in quite some time. And Bill Maher, who films his show out in California on HBO, he just recently wrote a book, and he wanted Jiminy Glick to interview him to talk about his book. So Jiminy Glick kind of came out of retirement, and now he's hosting Martin
As
Short
many as
is,
Bolin did.
who is the alter ego of Jiminy Glick. Martin Short's the real character, and then he plays this guy called Jiminy Glick, G-L-I-C-K. I encourage you to look him up. If you like comedy, and you said you just did a horror comedy show, you have to see this. He is something
Okay,
else.
I will put it on my list of things to watch.
But the bad thing is when I watch him, I want to evolve into Jiminy Glick when I talk to people. So tell me, Sarah.
19,000 for
Sarah
now.
Grace Lee, they call you. Obviously, because if they call you Sarah Lee, we'd have to talk about pancakes. And he does that shit. And,
Okay.
so you're Sarah Grace Lee, and is that why you use the middle name? Because if we called you Sarah Lee, we might think about the people that make pancakes.
Yeah, you might confuse me with the bread girl.
Yeah, we might.
Yeah, so, well, no, we're not. So,
When you go on stage, I remember I used to be a ballerina, right, professionally, and
Not tonight,
sometimes as a
Prank.
joke that would be
This
the
week, though, we'll do it,
first
man.
pictures I ever saw of you were your ballerina pictures. And
Yeah,
might
yeah,
I
we
say,
still do
might I say,
dancing back
people,
then.
the flexibility of this young lady is unbelievable. You did poses that I didn't think could possibly be done.
170,000
And
views.
the two things I noticed about
30,000
you,
a
number
month
one, I've
on
always
TikTok,
loved,
bruh.
Asian people. I've loved the Filipino community since I met my
Literally,
first one,
Gonzo.
I guess 14, 15
And
years
it's the
ago.
same shit he always
And
says.
she lived a pretty good life. Her name was Lena. She's
Okay.
from
Lena's
the
my
one lived in
ex-girlfriend.
Batanga. You probably know
She
where
lived in
Batanga is.
Yes, yes.
And she
Looks
lived
like a
what
fucking
we would
foot
consider
fungus.
a normal life: air conditioning, furniture, refrigeration,
Normal life.
televisions, nice kitchen appliances. Lived like what we think most Americans live. And
Yeah.
then I got, and so for a couple of years, I thought that was what most Filipinos live. And then I started meeting people out in the provinces,
Out in the
the
province.
Calbiog cities, not necessarily Cebu, not necessarily Iloilo City, but then San Joaquin, where another dear friend of mine lived for many years, and then Kitapuan, I think it's called. Some of these cities I may not pronounce correctly. Vanessa, who watches our show quite a bit, is from Aklan, Aklan, I think it's spelled, and Laguna.
Laguna, yeah.
I'm looking at it.
Okay, I'll put you in charge of deciding what happens and what doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I know that when they're my biggest fan, that's normally
Yeah.
red alert.
Let's just say probation already.
Yeah.
You
That's
gotta earn your way up in here.
So then I started seeing how some of the people live. Now I don't know if I have any of the pictures uploaded in here today, but the reason that we're raising money, and I think we do, Cole Franklin, we played the clip of the.
Oh,
I've
the
been
crying
helping
baby.
families for 14
The crying
years.
baby.
When COVID hit, when the fans started helping me, and
I've been doing this
a new
14
family
years.
contacted me from Calbiog City. Said, Kenny, can you help us? I said, man, I'd love to, but we got so many families we're trying to help now.
new
It's
fan
very difficult for us to help
Calbiog
everybody that's
City.
even watching the show now. But let's see how the money goes. Let's see how we do,
A new
and hopefully we can
fan.
be of some help in a few days. We'll see what we can do.
Wow.
And
One that says coronavirus promo.
no, you don't want coronavirus promo.
All right.
No. Let me see if I can
Not
find it.
label.
Let me see if I can find it. It should be a picture of a little girl crying. Bob up there it is. I found it. Okay.
Oh,
So I'm not showing this, and hopefully I don't cry this time because I've cried many times watching this clip. This little girl's crying because she's hungry, and the mom named Nicole. I've known thousands and thousands of people in the Philippines. Never met anybody named
Thousands
Nicole.
and
One of our biggest supporters of this show is named Nicole. So she says, my kids are crying because they're hungry. And I thought, okay, that's a nice story. Surely to God, they're not literally crying because they're hungry. Okay, a few minutes later, I get a video. And it's 2:30 in the morning for me, 2:30 here. So this is the video I got. And I want to play it for you. And you will see exactly why we do what we do here. So here we go.
What the fuck is she saying to the kid? Keep crying. Keep crying. We gotta milk this fucker.
She was crying because she was hungry. She was crying because she was
Recipes.
hungry. And for 3
send
hours,
me any.
I was inconsolable. I
Bastard.
was crying, trying to, and one of the trolls had tried to screw with one of my accounts where you can donate on the show. And for a few hours, I didn't have access to it, so I couldn't send them money immediately. I had to
Makes
find
you
another
lower
way
than a
to
roach.
Pardon?
As it makes you lower than a roach doing something like that.
Lower than a roach to try to keep people, because you can't be a part of this show. Or if you came on here and you said something racist or something like that, and if I forced you to get, because most of the people I've gotten rid of were donors, they sometimes a fair amount of money. But if you come on here being a racist and trying to be the show or insulting my guest or my co-host, you get a warning. Then after that, I get rid of you. So I've
get
had
a
to
warning.
do that to a few people. Well, one of them can't get over. One of them can't get over it. And so it prevented me from being able to feed that girl immediately. So we sent them to a restaurant once I rounded up the money from another account to be able to get to them, and then find a Gcash place to where they could go get the money. 400 pesos, which as you probably well know, under $8. We fed a family of 5. The mom, the husband, 3 kids, and she's pregnant. She's 3 months pregnant with a kid. And it just kind of, and I told Bob and Coltrane, I said, after 14 years of raising money for Filipino families, never once has anybody sent me a video of their kid crying because they were hungry. I get all kinds of horror stories. We haven't had any real food for 2 or 3 days. Never, but normally sometimes the people are 12, 14, 8, you know, maybe a little easier to handle hunger than a 3-year-old. And it just broke my heart. And so now she sent me pictures of her house. And it's raining inside their house. It's rainy season in the Philippines right now. You know how the rainy season goes. And it doesn't sound like ungodly amount of money. I'm going to see if I have any pictures of the houses that are similar to what most of our fan base lives in. I'll see if I can find them. Let me look. And I just want to introduce you to them. Hopefully you're not real pressed on time. I want you to see a lot of the people that we help. This is a young lady.
Hopefully you're not pressed on time.
Mylene is in the middle. She had not seen her kids in 2.5 years. We raised the money here on this show so she could go from Manila to the provinces to visit her children because she works in Manila to raise money to try to help feed the kids. But it's not enough for any luxury items or anything, or for transportation money. So that's Mylene and her children. Let me scroll up here. This is our sweet friend Jelly Bean. We've been helping her for several years. She's a single mom. We actually built a little small house because the house she lived in had 14 people in it. And so that's Jelly Bean. I will scroll up here and try and find some others. That's my sweet friend Lena. That is a house that we put her in about 4 or 5 years ago. That's our friend Jeanette. See, a lot of them bought jackets that are like some of the ones I wear. We bought those jackets for them for like $5 to $7 each. Yeah, that's our little sweet friend. That is Argel. She is 9 years old. We have thrown her feet. And I want to ask you, Sarah, if you were going to adopt a child, if you found out the child was up for adoption, and you got a picture of this kid, maybe even not with the I'm a Bowling Girl shirt on, how do you say no? And we get videos from her thanking us for helping with school supplies, helping with food, and her voice is as sweet as her face. And she's just, oh my God, I don't have any videos of her.
Goddamn liar, Bowling.
But her name is Argel, and we just adore this kid.
Mr.
And
Salty.
I've told everybody, yeah, she's my favorite. She's 9 years old, and if I was going to adopt a kid, that's one. That is Mylene and her little boy. He's the only Bowling kid that we know of. She's a Bowling girl. That is Leo Ryan. That is Eunice's sister. We'll get to Eunice in a minute. This is Ashley. That's little Ashley. She's a friend of Eunice's. This is Jenny. She is in college and lives very, very south of Manila in a city that I can't pronounce. That is our friend Cheska.
Her husband probably doesn't live with his mom.
Cheska is in college. We help her with supplies and things that she needs for school, internet. But that is Cheska. She's 19, believe it or not. Now this is Eunice. Eunice, we've known Eunice since she was 14. She will turn 18 on November the 29th. That is Eunice that wanted a jacket like mine. So for like $6 or $7, we got her a jacket. She don't get to wear it often because, as you know, Sarah Grace Lee, that's the
It's hot there.
the weather in the Philippines does not. Those jackets are. They will write me telling me they're cold sometimes. Oh my God, I'm cold. And I'll look up the temperature and it's 82. No.
We're used to the heat, you know.
Yeah,
it
you don't know what's
colder. You aren't freezing.
Yeah, if the temperature's 112, I guess 82 with the breeze comes across as a little cold.
The French country.
My daughter wears sweatshirts outside when it's 90.
Oh my God, bless her heart.
Yeah, but she's been there since she was 3, so.
That is Jelly Bean again. Her real name is Jenica Jean. We have been helping her and her family. She comes from a family of 14 people. She had a boyfriend that got her pregnant and then left her when she was 3 months pregnant. Because she didn't want the responsibility. And that's
Hey,
another one of her
shoots
wearing her
and
Bobby Bob
scars.
shirt. And she is a very sweet kid. That is our that's Sonny Boy. We help Sonny Boy and his family.
Sonny Boy.
That is Doda.
Uh-huh.
That's
Doda
Doda and
and
Pato.
Pato.
Did I have those names right? Oh,
No.
Pato,
You don't, Bone. You
That
just made him
sounds
up.
right. It ended with a O.
Doda
Pato.
and Pata or Pato or something like that.
Or something.
And they were there for a big birthday party that we threw for Jelly Bean, aka Jenica Jean's kids.
Oh
and then
my
another
God.
one of my favorites. She is
There's a new day too.
in this picture, that's our sweet little Ruby May. In that picture, Sarah, she's 13 years old. The reason that she has that table and chairs is the first time we ever saw a picture of Ruby May, she was sitting on a rock washing dishes. And I felt so bad for the kid, and that was her chore. She's 13. Her job was to wash the dishes. And I said, well, why are you sitting on a rock? She said, well, we don't have a chair and tables. I said, well, give me a price on a chair and a table. And I said, at least what we can do is get the kids something to sit on when she's washing
This guy's
dishes. And then we
insane.
found out they struggled for food. They did not have beds. They didn't have mattresses, blankets, pillows. They slept on a floor with clothing to cover up with and to use for pillows. So we did a fundraiser on the show. We got mattresses and blankets and pillows for the whole family. Doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're buying for several people, it can add up a little bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we got them. So Ruby May was the first to thank me. Ruby wanted to do a video to thank me, and they sent me pictures of the kids sleeping on their mattresses with their blankets, Spider-Man blankets.
Said that one twice, Bob.
And she was so thankful and just the most appreciative little girl that somebody cared enough about them. I don't have any money, but I can donate to the people in the Philippines. Well, we appreciate that. Thank you much.
They're asking, can they donate? I don't know
Well,
if we
yeah,
need
all
to
the ways to donate. Yeah, that's another red flag right there.
Oh,
There's all the ways
someone
to
that wants
donate
to
right
help
there on
is
the
a red
right-hand
flag.
side. We appreciate it.
Unless you
We'll see
give
if it
Bowen
happens.
cash, you're not helping.
So, not to be skeptical, but you're tugging at all the red flags. You don't have a membership. You're my biggest fan. Oh, I don't have any money, but I'd love to donate. Well, there's
Trust me,
several
we
people.
want to believe you, but there's just been a lot of people that screwed us over.
Hey, man, we
Oh,
want to
yeah,
believe
some
you,
of the
but, you
trolls
know,
don't learn
yeah,
any
can it?
tricks.
I had to stop
Can,
streaming
can
because the
people
trolls wouldn't
donate
leave me
things?
alone. Yeah.
Well, that's the hard part.
I'm from
They
Nebraska.
can,
Yeah.
but shipping it is a bitch, and you never know if they're going to get it. I have shipped physical things over there before, and sometimes due to heat, humidity, and storage, the stuff will be ruined. Even clothing will be ruined. Sometimes it'll cost you as much to ship it as it is just to send them the money to buy it there. So you can ship things. Next time you go over there, if we can load you up with a bunch of stuff to take, I'll be happy to do that. I wish they had Amazon.
donating.
I wish they had Amazon.
I do want to share too that when you give, it doesn't have to be a big amount because
No.
$2, $7 goes a long way there. $7. Right? You give $7 every month to different little things, and it makes a big difference.
Of course, yeah. And we try to stress that on every show. I know you don't get to see my shows, but every show we stress we have. God, how many? We've got 4,700 plus subscribers here. I've got 12,000 followers on Twitter, 12,000 followers on Facebook. Not as many as you have on Instagram. You got way more than me on Instagram. But then again, look at you.
She said $7 a week. Did she say a month or a week?
But Instagram, we got a couple of thousand. And if all those people donated $1 every now and then, not even every month, boy, we could tackle a lot
Every
of stuff.
3 months.
Well, and if every subscriber,
3
if
months.
it's only the YouTube subscribers, if they just became a $1 member, we'd never have to ask for a donation. We would have more than enough money.
I used to give 50
to
a show,
more than
Bowler.
take care of the people that we take care of now. Like my son said, we can't help everybody, but we can help you. So that's Ruby May at 13. We're going to show you the progression. So we started getting them good food, tables and chairs to eat at. We sent the whole family to Jollibee because that was her dream. They had never been at the age of 13. So now she wanted a Bowling Girl shirt like she sees on the show. So several months later, take down that comment. If you get that. Oh, that's Bob Hazelwood.
Yes. Wait until you see that. There you go.
So she went from that picture I just showed you to this. That's our little Ruby May. We got her hair done. We got her shirt. She's eating some good food for a few months. Now, I'm going to go back to 13-year-old. 13 there. And then she had a birthday. A few months later. Now, that don't look like a few months, does it, Sarah? I mean, you are an incredible, gorgeous young Filipino woman at the age of 31. I don't know what you look like at 13,
Wow, he's
Sarah.
fucking doxing her age, huh?
Did you grow that much in 1 year?
No.
Okay, so
Yeah,
if
she
that
turned
ain't
into a
What a
bamboo
freak,
plant.
man. Look at this girl
now,
at
she's still
13,
14,
and look at her
we've
at
been giving them
14.
Good food and then trying to improve
You're
their
a
life.
fucking
and make
freak,
things better
Bolin.
for them.
Jesus.
A few months later, she sends us this
Absolute
picture.
freak.
That is little Ruby May. So little Ruby May has gone from this sweet little innocent girl with those little bitty legs, to, and I don't know if you watch wrestling or not, but Jade Cargill Jr. Jade Cargill is a stunning looking woman in the WWE, and she copied a pose that she saw Jade Cargill doing, only the opposite direction. Jade Cargill sitting the other way, and she also is an amazing dancer. She is the #1 dancer in her school. She is the #1 student in her school. Very smart.
Oh,
And-
wonderful.
And many times she can't either see the show or she doesn't get to stay much with her parents. Oh, they need me. I'm the #1 dancer and I have to lead the dance teams. And she has sent me some videos of her dancing. Oh my God. And I said, where'd you learn how to dance like that? She said, my mama. I said, okay, mama needs to take a couple of moves out. Mama needs to edit a couple of the moves. You're 14. No, if I were there, 2 of those dance moves would be coming out.
Clear
But she's
of
very good,
conflict.
very smart, very talented, and I can't wait for her. And many of our Filipino base will not get to see the show right now because it's 2
Always
a.m.,
hiding in
but
plain
they have
sight,
assured me
Gonzo.
They are going to see it. And Coltrane, do you know how to
The
give
truth is
Sarah
always
the full
hiding in plain
screen?
sight.
The fans have seen enough of me and you.
Yes,
How
sir.
do we give her the
Oh, you
majority?
don't have to do that.
Well,
I like
we do that for all of our celebrity guests, and then Coltrane is going to put.
Why didn't you
B&I
offer to
up
send
on
Sarah
one of
Grace
the
Lee to
other sides
Barano's
here.
Pizza, Bolin?
That might cover up.
Or
the
Main
price to
Event, or
donate,
Popeyes.
but,
They got Popeyes
well,
in Hollywood.
They're still PayPal. Oh, there we go. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. So now you can see all the ways to donate. We feature upon our guests, which was, believe it or not, my full intention for the majority of the show. So, and Bob was saying earlier, between the cost and the time for delivery, shipping items is not. No, it has not proven to be cost effective, without a doubt. We're going to throw this comment up again. I don't have any money, but I can donate. To
It hasn't been proven to
Well,
be
we
cost
dare you.
effective.
$1. $1 goes a long way.
Yeah, $1
Well,
is
on this
good.
particular show, we know our fan base has more than $1. Matter of fact, this man here, who Bob says does not exist, Robert Palmer from the UK donated $10 just a day or 2 ago, and
Oh,
he's in the
wonderful.
UK.
Thank you.
They're 5 hours ahead of us, and he wasn't asked to. He just out of the blue, I get this donation, and I think I thanked him in his PayPal donation. There's a way to send messages to most of them, and he
Three
donates
engines?
from time to time,
Relay
$5,
engines.
$10, whatever he can do. So we really appreciate that, and let me like a fool. Hey Kenny, I'm literally your biggest fan. You're the funniest person. Yeah, I'm hilarious, and I love your work in OVW. Well, didn't we all? And inspired
No,
me to
I
get
didn't.
wrestling. And please don't judge my YouTube. It's my spiritual name. Okay.
I didn't even read that far. I didn't know he was a worker.
Oh.
Well, I was busy
Like
focusing.
the real 666 king,
Oh.
Robert Six Killer.
Oh.
real 66 king L.
Because this person knows that many of the donors. Because and you and I are different here, and I'm different than a lot of people. You are very spiritual. I've seen some videos of you on Instagram where you talk about religion. I, believe it or not, am an atheist or agnostic or whatever people want to call me. I do not believe really in any type of a God. Well, why do you help a country that's filled with 99% Catholic? Well, I love
Nobody
people.
asks you
I
that,
don't care if
Bolin.
they're from Cambodia,
Nobody.
Vietnam,
Ever.
South Africa, wherever in
Thank you, Bob. That was
Africa.
driving me crazy.
Yeah, I don't care where they're from. I don't care what color their skin is. I like to help people. And so many people say, well, in some ways, you are more, you follow the Bible more than a lot of people in here that claim they follow the Bible. You actually try to help people, treat people decently, and I'll treat everybody decent until you do opposite to me, and then I can be as bad as you want me to be. I do music. I'm a bounty hunter.
do music and I'm a
I hope
bounty
you
hunter.
shook some of those guys down for some cash, and you can make a nice donation. You see all the ways
There's
to
everything on
donate.
his Facebook page too, or his
What's that?
YouTube page says all that too. So
Oh, does he? Okay, all right. Well, it could be a coincidence. So we're gonna look and see if anybody's bothered to donate. And,
Coltrane's over there
let's see.
fucking
Checkers
scouting
did not
people's
donate.
YouTube
Chime did not
pages.
donate.
Wow.
I paid for some things at Costco. So no, we do not have one donation from anybody.
are you kidding
Even
me?
after playing no, not one. Even after playing and that happens
Even
when
after
we have
playing-
celebrities
oh
on the
my
show.
God.
It also happens when we
There's
do
27 of
early
y'all. I see you.
Yeah, well, 30 as of now. So we got 30 people watching live that we know
Stabilize your
of
motion.
because of the way we filter the shows out. And you've had plenty of time to donate, but we see you haven't bothered to do it yet.
Autopilot.
So prove to me that you are who you say you are, because now that you've come on here and said you'd like to donate, we would like for you to honor that, or you're going to fall under that category. Well, it looks like you're kind of trolling us a little bit.
That category.
Let's see what
Oh
we do.
man. Real question 666. Are you not showing your picture because of the bounty hunting thing, or because I'm always suspicious when there's no picture of any kind?
Yeah. Me and Sarah show our pictures. You know why? Because we're pretty. That's why.
What a
He,
freak.
did you? And Bob made the meme of you and us for the show. Did you like the meme? Because you just saw that for the first time, I think, yesterday, right?
2,500.
Which one are you talking about? The front cover of the video or?
Yes, and we might have a donation here. Let me check. Yeah. Oh, well, you're not going to believe this, but my beautiful friend Sakia, who was on the show, I don't know if I have Sakia's picture in here or not. I should. Sakia got rave reviews just because she's just such a beautiful person inside and out. She is a mother of 5 children, and she came on to do my show just a couple of weeks ago. I even went over to Southern Indiana. We were having dinner over there. We dropped by the mall to see her. I'm on disability. My knees and back are not good. So my son goes in to introduce himself to her and said she's just the most beautiful and sweetest person.
So he went over there to meet her and
from
didn't even meet
Cambodia,
her?
She's been in this country,
What?
I think, since 2015. Has donated $20 to get the ball up rolling. Has issued the $20 challenge.
God bless her.
The
Thank
$20
you, Sakia.
challenge.
I didn't even know you were watching. I haven't heard from you in a week or so. I keep up
Holy
with you on
Jesus.
Facebook, of course. You're always welcome on this show anytime. I tell you what, it would be beauty overload if she had a link and came in here at the same time. I don't know how they could handle Sarah Grace Lee and the beautiful Sakia. Sakia, and we nicknamed her the Cambodian Queen of Bling. She sells She sells jewelry over in Southern Indiana. So next time you're in the Louisville area, Sarah Grace Lee, the next time you're here, we'll have to take you over there and have her hook you up. Well, not hook you up, because she's probably going to make you
I
pay
would
for
love
it.
to meet her. I would love to
Oh
meet
my
her.
God. Bob, can we upload a... Oh, there she is.
Glide
Well,
slow.
there you go. You might be able to see her profile
Glide
picture.
slow.
Haha, look.
Glide
Oh,
slow.
and oh,
Glide slow.
01.
Glide
Oh,
slow.
01.
Glide
I'm
slow.
sorry. It was 2014 or
Glide slow.
15. It's when I got my
Glide
years.
slow.
I got my years
Glide
mixed
slow.
up, Sakia.
Safe rate.
I got
Glide
confused
slow.
when you
Glide
got
slow.
here as to when I met
Glide
Sarah. When we
Glide
first
slow.
started chatting 9 or 10 years
Glide
ago.
slow.
100.
And you did
slow.
that movie with my guys. So I'm
Glide
sorry.
slow.
honey.
What's
this guy
Thank you for
doing?
watching. I really
Glide slow.
appreciate it. And
Glide
so
slow.
some of the fans
Glide
saw
slow.
Sakia on the
20.
show about a week or so ago,
Yeah.
a week or 2 weeks, and then they see the advertisements for Sarah coming on the show. They say, "Oh my God, you rarely have women on the show." My God, where are you finding these women? What? That's Sakia. She was so, and now you got the Sarah Grace Lee. Oh my God, where are you kidding? I said, well.
You got Coltrane on there.
It only took me, I've been doing podcasts since 07, to have back-to-back weeks of beautiful Asian women on the show. And occasionally
Well,
our
that's
friends-
kind of you.
and as our
Back-to-back
our
beautiful
friends,
Asian
some
women
of
on
them
the
pay for
show.
their events, they go to college or to help the kids do their schoolwork and things like that. And they also come on the show sometimes. And then again, we get we keep all the money. We have actors come on the show. Well, this time, finally, we have a Filipino actor on the show. Finally, the trolls can be happy. I bet they're Filipino actresses and actors. Yep. Well, now it's true. We've now got one on the show.
That's
And
a 666. Are you willing to pledge an amount?
I'm sorry, Kenny. I get paid, but I'm not. Okay, I'm going to take your word for it. I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt.
Now, if you want to pledge an amount, tell us what it'll be.
I'm telling you
and
what,
if it shows up.
you're doing that bounty hunting thing all wrong, because obviously you're hunting down bad people. Be like the Louisville Police Department. Shake them down and take their cash. There you go. Like the Louisville Police Department would do. My good friends.
My good
And
friend.
a couple of baggies that they find.
And Sakia Jenkins is her name, and I don't know.
You just doxed
Thank you,
her.
Takia.
Isn't she the
Beautiful
sweetest?
inside out.
And the Cambodian Queen of Bling, and we even had a shirt made for her. It's in my store. You can go buy the shirt, and it says Sokia in big capital letters. The Cambodian Queen of Bling, my first ever Cambodian person on the show, and it was her first ever podcast, and we were so thrilled. And I bet you've done a few podcasts in your day, have you not?
I've done a few, not so many, but I've done a few.
I'm amazed that someone's not trying to get you on a podcast every single day. Now, you do fundraising, and I don't want to ignore what you do, because I see that you also help a lot of children. And tell me the groups that you help. Now, we're a 100% one-man show over here. We handle the donations 100% of every penny that comes at Wells Quest. But it's more like 200 or 300% sometimes, because between me, Bob, and Coltrane, we if we're short, we're the ones that make it up as best we can. Bob is independently wealthy. He drives like 9 Porsches. Coltrane unfortunately has 2 kids that try to take all of his money, and I still have a 37-year-old kid that likes to take all my money. So, but we do the best we can. And Bob, pop in here and say hey for a little bit, man. I mean, I know that looks-wise, you're not,
Say hey.
Yeah, it's not going to be good for you.
Back to bangs.
Too much work.
Hi, man.
Hello.
That's Bob Hazelwood.
At least that. Hello. This was the little thing we made for you.
Yeah, that's well.
Cover the show.
Thank you. I did share it. On my Instagram.
Oh, there it is. Oh, I didn't know we'd done that, Bob. That's new.
That was the shirt.
Sakia, I hope you're still watching, because I haven't even seen this. Sakia, Cambodian Queen of Bling.
Yeah, that was the background for the shirt. So.
Oh, well, I guess it was, yeah, because you made her like 3 or 4 different color shirts.
I'm so glad to meet you. Unfortunately, being infinitely wealthy, I have to work for a living. So.
Oh, well, we hate that. Sakia loves the background, and Bob made that for her. He made your background and everything. And but if you're busy, I understand. But we really appreciate you.
Thank you so much for coming on and gracing our show.
Do we have one of Sakia's pictures handy that we can throw up that people can see?
You know, I saved all those myself.
I bet you did.
They're all on his phone.
As a matter of fact, just to wrap Bob out for a minute, when I was trying to find pictures to come up with to have you on the show, Bob found some. Oh, Kenny, have you seen this one? No, I have not.
I think it was like a
Because they're on her IMDb page.
Yeah, I think it was some horror movie.
Just a little stalky.
Yeah.
They're on her IMDb page, bruh.
It was a very nice, tasteful picture.
It was a
showed
very
off
nice
your
picture.
dancing ability, I believe.
Yeah, her dancing ability. Yeah, it showed off her dancing ability. What year did you start your ballerina dancing?
Oh, I was in the Philippines when I started. I actually started as a figure skater, believe it or not. I was with the Philippines.
Whoa. Wait a minute. You're in a land of 121 degrees on an average day. Where the hell are you finding ice to figure
It's
skate
fun,
on?
actually. So they had just opened one of those little ice rinks in the mall, and it was tiny. Like not even a fourth of the actual like Olympic size rink that you need. But some rollerblader coaches started coaching for ice, and then we were.
K-Electric 747, what up, brother? Oh my god. Why is this doing this? Again. Oh my god. Well, right now I'm going back to the main menu. Because my plane's glitching out. But, we'll, we're gonna go from De Gaulle to Manchester. So, we will go... De Gaulle... Am I stupid or something? Yes, I am. No, I didn't crash. The plane's brand new. It's got bugs. It wouldn't let me refuel my plane. I have a flight plan from SimBrief that I'm uploading to the plane. It has weight and balance and everything, and it was sending the flight plan to the FMC, but every time I try to send the payload, I just get an error. And you saw me restart the flight. 9 right. Nine right. You were just a troll. A 3-day platform. All right. See? Worked that time. There's Jake. What up, Jake? Go ahead, bro. 747. Bring that heavy out, G. Let's see. 135, 154. Pa pa pa. That Raptor. I'm getting an escort, y'all. I'm getting a stealth escort. 9 right. 5K. Doesn't have one. Five right. Elvo 1M. I'm in a MD-11 7.4 TWA. Oh, there's a vector. Nice, okay. We have Look at my briefing preview here. Wind information. Top of descent is 420. Interesting. No. 420 350. Oops. 310 200 150. You can never get that last one in there. That's really weird. Cost index 75. We are TWA 007, and I don't mean Bond. Go. And we want 59. What did it say again? 135, 135, 154. Flaps at 15. Stab goes to 4.4. Stab trim at 4.4. Flaps at 15. We're ready. What the hell? Oh my God, man. I gotta do all this all over again. Jesus. Qatar, what up? This is absurd, man. Oh my God. I've got to do all this all over again. 420 350 310 Oh no. Oh, I'm starting to get rattled, man. Starting to get rattled. Insufficient fuel. It did it to me again. It did it to me again. Hold on, 7th floor. Now. Okay. See? Look at this. Now it's working. Piece of shit. Bastard. Oh, you bastard. Or some more receipts, Gonzo? You need some more of those? Okay, man. Let's get moving here. 9 right. $5K. There. 5 right. Elbow 1M. Good. $135, $135, $154. $4.4. $4.4. Make it a YouTube short. Kenny, I made you. Oh, we are going up to 420. Alright. We'll start at 15,000. Let's get rid of the EFB. Here we go. Knots. Oh, I wonder if we're gonna get our escort. We're supposed to have an F-22 joining us in here, and there's the thing is right off the ground. Gears going up. Manually fly some of this ascent. Why not? Where's our Raptor?
Autopilot.
This
Autopilot.
again?
Autopilot.
I see the move he did there. He. I just called the autopilot a he. I'm assuming the autopilot, the flight computer's gender. Right, Gonzo? We might have an F-22 joining us in the air, ladies and gentlemen. Still, for lack of a better term, up in the air. And passing 10,000 feet, landing lights can come off. I'm gonna bump this up real quick. And I want to go back and check out the cabin again. I want to see what the wing seats look like. I wonder if these open. No, they don't. Of course not. We're riced up over here. Oh yeah, let's do this. Check this view out. We're wing walking. That looks sick right there. That looks sick. You can see the wings rocking and everything. The flex of the wings. What up, Classic? you doing, brother? The MD-11. You a classic pilot. You must love this classic plane.
Altitude.
250. Called out there. The MD-11 is much more difficult to fly than the MD-80. The Mad Dog is probably my most flown plane in this simulator, and that helped me with the avionics and the flight systems and everything, but they are completely different monsters, I'll tell you that. Okay, so help me understand, Classic. What's the difference between an MD-11 and a DC-10 besides the name? They were both tri-jets.
Altitude.
Modern. Well, I grew up flying on the MD-11, so maybe that's why I have an affinity for it. I caught it during its very short commercial run. I actually flew it internationally once. But I just love tri-jets. I think the tri-jet is the most iconic profile of any jet, man. I just think it's objectively, the aesthetic is just unmatched. Look at that. That's the next song. MD-11 was larger than the DC-10, had a bigger. It was better than the DC-10, but by the time they came out in the 90s, you couldn't keep it. No, because the engines on the twin engine planes just got so economical, seemingly overnight. You know, it really came out at the worst possible time. Kind of killed the plane. It obviously had a great second life as a cargo jet. So, in my opinion, the most undefeated cargo jet of all time. And if you can believe it, it just received an extension from Boeing to continue to get manufactured longer. The 767. I think that's probably the most undefeated cargo plane ever built. I wish we could get something besides a Captain Sim 76. That would be nice.
Altitude.
Yeah. Yep, that's exactly it. Classic pilot, ladies and gentlemen. He knows his airliner history. Oh yeah, look at this. We got a cloud deck. Leveling off at 30,000 here. Yeah, we can cruise here for a bit. Looking at my flight plan. We're a little ahead of our scheduled climb, so the quad jet like the 747, but they, did I hear there was like a piece of press that came out from Airbus just a couple of days ago that they're not ruling out gearing up A380 production again. That'd be crazy to see the market shift like that. I mean, I feel sorry for this generation of travelers that's never going to get to step on a 747 or even an A380, I mean, because it's just like, I don't even know how to describe it. Just to be in a piece of machinery like that's just so goddamn big, like it's crazy, I remember when we flew in the A380, it felt like the plane was just never going to get off the ground. It just kept rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling. Keep bowling, bowling, bowling. What? But obviously it eventually got off the ground and then got back on the ground, and it was just my favorite thing about, and I flew the A380 real early on, okay? I'm talking like, I don't know, 2013. And I thought the coolest thing on the plane was right here on the vertical stabilizer, there was a camera that was mounted, like, let's say like right here. Okay, there was a camera that was mounted right at the top of the vertical stabilizer, and it was a live cam that projected, the outside image to the TV in front of your seat. And when we were going through clouds, man, it finally gave justice to how fast you're moving up there. And to be in a plane this size, moving that quick, man, it just blew my mind. Absolutely blew my mind. That's why I can't wait for that A380. I mean, I keep talking about it. It's never going to fucking come out. But that A380 from Fly-by-Wire, once that thing comes out, I mean, the PMDG sponsorship might get dropped. I'll be flying that A380 from fucking SFO to LAX, bro. I don't care how long the flight is. A380. I'll fly that thing to Kathmandu. God damn, Rev Sauce is still live. Shout out to Rev Sauce. Let's give him a little play.
And stuff like that, so be prepared. We're also on SharePlay. We're also on, that's the new platform. We're on Twitch, Twitter, Mastodon, Sky Blue, or Sky something rather. Blue Skies, there we go. And yeah, we're on tons of different platforms. Just check me out. I'm on everything. We game stream every day. We talk about wrestling every day. We talk about the Lakers every day.
My Lakers.
There's not something I'm not talking about. And I got another video coming up about my Lakers. We're going to talk about the Lakers not picking up any type of trades. That's disgusting. Flight Simulator, I got you, buddy. Anyway, I'm going to be back. We're going to get into some more games. And yeah, just need to get the rest of my stuff set up, and then we'll be gaming and doing the things. Yeah, NXT is going to be very interesting. We're going to be watching that, actually, because I know most of the people in the community don't watch NXT. We do live reviews. I know JD does. JD from New York does teams. We'll Solo Monster and all that, and I know a few others do a live streaming show on. Where's Mandy Rose? Mandy Rose right now is out of wrestling. She's doing adult content. Speaking of. But anyway, make sure to check out all the constituents out there. Make sure to check out the Ango Show, JD from New York. Check out
JD from New
a
York.
lot of these shows out there, man. They're killing it. BC Amplify.
We're going to Manchester now, Pranay, Britain. Back in the 90s, a lot of older planes were being retired for. Yeah, the 757, I think, is probably a top 3 plane of all time for me, classic pilot. And I know there's somebody that's developing a Bayware 7.5 right now. In fact, I was just looking at it earlier today. I can't recall what the name of the outfit is, but there's definitely one in production. July was just a great month. I'm glad it was great for the flight simulator because summer's been dog shit for video game releases. But we got the 777 and the MD-11 in the same month, you know? Excuse me, June. Right. Well, that encouraged a lot of innovation and engineering in the engine world, obviously. Classic.
Altitude. Altitude.
You know, I don't think I'm going to go to 420. I don't even think I'm going to go. I'm going to stay here. I was going to stay here at 360. We're gonna modify our cruising out. Wow, that looks nice. Hey, classic pilot, you must be digging the livery at least. Check that. The double globe logo, baby. Is that the APU right there? That must be the APU. That's a weird spot. I like that the Tango Whiskey, Tiger Woods. Yeah, the 70s really hit the airlines really hard. I know that for a fact. I'm really disappointed. This livery was supposed to come with a TWA cabin. At least that's how it was advertised on flightsim.to. And obviously it didn't, because the seats are not the TWA red blue. I've actually never gone all the way to the back of this plane, so let's do that. Let's go all the way to the back. Stop and check the wings out. We can go out there. Woo! Alright, let's go all the way to the back. Oh, here's the lavatories. 3 of them. Oh no, it doesn't render? Oh, that's bullshit. I don't think the MD-11 is a bad plane. The reason I don't like it is because of the glass cockpit. Oh. Okay. So you and I are completely different. I love the glass cockpit. Oh, this is a giant galley back here. It's like the main galley back here. You must hate the 777 too then. You must hate all the modern airliners. Should we get a, let's see. You like that old bird, huh? The Clipper? That was the Clipper, right? The amphibious plane? Yeah. I fly prop planes in real life classic, so when I get in the simulator, I want to fly the stuff that I can't fly. You know what I mean? I'm one of those. One of those. Yeah, I guess that's why you go by classic pilot. I'll give that to you. Wanna be pilot, wanna be lawyer. Flight school is not cheap. I'll tell you that. And there's no like traditional student loans that you can get for it either, because they're all private industry for-profit schools. You know what I mean? It's all pay to play. Wannabe wrestling manager. Yeah, that's about what it would be, classic. That's what I paid right around there. Between the private and the instrument, I think I spent like almost 40,000. But that's where I stopped, you know. Did it all in Cessnas, 180s, 172s, 152s. Bloomberg Originals. How Boeing lost its way. Okay, let's give it a watch. Here's what we'll do.
A Lion Air.
Here's what we'll do. There. Let me get rid of this. This. There we go.
A Lion Air Boeing 737 crashed into the sea this morning. Rescuers have located debris, but they do not expect to find any survivors.
Some of the warning signs, in retrospect, were there all along. Some of the decisions or changes were so subtle that people might not even have realized the importance as they were taking place.
An Ethiopian Airlines flight has crashed shortly after takeoff from Addis Ababa.
Curry steps back.
157 passengers and crew thought to be on board.
Boeing's best-selling plane is coming under increased
out,
scrutiny
Classic.
after
Thank
another
you for
deadly
that, brother.
accident.
We'll do everything possible to earn and re-earn that trust and confidence from our customers and the flying public.
Oh, that looks
in the
so
weeks
cool. Look at
and
that.
months ahead.
Boeing is an American icon, revered around the world for its engineering innovation. But with 2 crashes in under 6 months, critics have asked if Boeing is straying from its original mission.
The SEC is investigating whether Boeing properly disclosed issues tied to the grounding of its 737 MAX airliners.
One message described the 737 MAX as a plane designed by clowns, overseen by monkeys.
The safety culture at Boeing was
Designed by
corrupted
clowns
under
and
pressure from
overseen
Wall
by
Street
monkeys.
and
Holy
executives
shit.
and board members who were looking
That's
more at
great.
the bonuses than they were at the integrity of the organization.
Boeing was playing a game to a certain extent. It was a game of numbers. They were meeting
Here's the
Wall
thing,
Street's
though, Classic.
expectations, but unfortunately that came.
The whole mainstream media discovery of the self-certification process that was going on for Boeing at the FAA wasn't news to anybody that's been at least around since the Dreamliner. You remember when the 787 got grounded when the batteries kept catching on fire?
Came at the expense of the end customer and the flying public.
The failures that happened at Boeing are really complicated
Here's
and
the thing.
involve subtle forces and cultural changes that have been underway for decades at the company.
This is a story of how an American icon lost its way and whether or not it can find it again.
Wow, I just built the most amazing workflow on Monday.com.
You build your own workflow? Why? There are a bunch of amazing pre-made templates you can just choose from.
Man, I'm a custom-made kind of gal. I work with...
Hell out of here.
2019 was not the best year for Boeing. Just 5 months apart, 2 Boeing 737 MAX planes crashed, and the planes have been grounded since March of 2019.
There's simply no precedent in aviation for a plane this important to be grounded this long.
In the first crash, Lion Air Flight 610, something was discovered with the technology on the plane.
Investigators believe the plane's sensors or its computers had bad data suggesting a potential stall.
There was this software system known as MCAS, that stands for Maneuvering Characteristics Augmentation System.
This obscure flight control software was created so the MAX handled the same way for pilots as the previous generation of 737s. Black box data indicated that a bad sensor had triggered MCAS, which automatically pushed the plane down.
Within probably 24 hours of them discovering this, Boeing and the FAA put out a warning indicating that this could occur and then also telling them how to counteract it.
There is a fix. Simply flipping a switch should have turned the automatic system off.
The second crash, however, the same failure.
Now, I've covered dozens and dozens of plane crashes, and one of my mantras has always been that crashes don't occur for the same cause.
China grounded the plane and it just set off a ripple effect.
Any plane currently in the air will go to its destination and thereafter be grounded. Boeing is an incredible company, and hopefully they'll very quickly come up with the answer.
What had been billed as a relatively simple software fix proved not to be so simple. Every time it seemed like Boeing was just around the corner, then, a new issue cropped up.
MCAS wasn't the only issue on this airplane. You had issues where the computers were getting overloaded with information. Now there's a new issue that the computers don't start up properly when you want them to.
And then the first batch of really embarrassing employee emails leaked.
The FAA is demanding answers from Boeing after they waited months to disclose to the agency internal messages between test pilots who were working in the 737 MAX flight simulator.
It's running rampant in the sim on me. One pilot referencing the flight simulator. The plane is trimming itself like crazy.
The emails came out 2 weeks before
sorry about that,
Boeing's
Herman.
chief executive, Dennis Muhlenberg, was due to testify before Congress.
Sometimes when I'm watching
And
chat, I
it was a
don't always have my
bipartisan
averaging down
shellacking.
YouTube channel.
346 people are dead because what these chief pilots described as egregious. You're the CEO. The buck stops with you. Did you read this document? And how did
There's
your
Ted
team
Cruz,
not
ladies and
put it in
gentlemen.
front of you,
Harvard
run
Law.
in with their hair on fire, saying, we got a real problem?
Texas Senator.
Ultimately, we don't quite know exactly what caused the MCAS design, just like we don't know all the causes of the crash. We don't quite know. But it's very clear that the one big cultural change at Boeing had been
I have a premiere for tomorrow morning.
a disruption in the communication between engineers and top management.
But this kind of
Promo and
cultural
Jake
change
Hudson?
for a company as old as Boeing happened slowly over the course of not years, but decades. Boeing's history goes back over a century, and while its early seaplanes weren't iconic, by World War II, their military aircraft were.
When news of a successful raid
Yeah, I
of flying
did.
fortresses comes in,
Here you go,
the
Classic.
people
Here's
get
your
the biggest
planes.
thrill, the thousands of Boeing workers who build them.
Boeing's an American manufacturing icon. It was churning out bombers that were critical to the Allied defense effort and gave us Rosie the Riveter, sort of a symbol of American can-do culture.
Employers find that women can do many jobs as well as men. Some jobs better.
They were one of the great survivors of the post-World War II shakedown in aircraft design and the most successful new entrant in the new jetliner market of the late 1950s.
The company gambled everything on a prototype of what became its first jetliner, the Boeing 707.
Nearing completion in the Boeing plant at Seattle, America's first jet transport is a unit of glistening beauty.
That was followed by the 727 and built this revolutionary behemoth, the 747. You probably know it for the hump behind the nose. And at the same time, they came up with what became Boeing's greatest commercial success, and that was the 737.
Fun fact.
The 737 wasn't immediately successful. It took several design and engineering iterations to turn it into the plane that we see today.
It became a workhorse for airlines, like Southwest that.
Oh, they're going to talk about how they kept
shorter
re-engining the plane
and really
instead of
brought
just making a new
travel
one.
to everyday people.
And even as more and more travelers flew on these aircraft, the aviation safety record during this time made flying one of the statistically safest ways to travel.
We've been the technology leader in aviation in the world. Boeing was a magnificent company who made, in my opinion, the best airplanes in the world until some of these recent cultural changes, which all came from pressure to Wall Street and bad management.
Over the years, Boeing was this
Always
tremendously
clouds
important
over
and
England.
innovative company, but it wasn't necessarily a great stock.
In 1997, Boeing merged with McDonnell Douglas, another aerospace and defense giant.
Boeing said, let's do a merger. We'll continue with the innovation, and
They
maybe
absorbed half
McDonnell
the
Douglas will
Douglas's
help us
board.
in terms of our structure and telling our story to Wall Street.
Almost immediately, you hear kind of a bitter joke coming out of Seattle that McDonnell Douglas had used Boeing's money to buy Boeing. And certainly in terms of management structure, it began to look that way.
Yeah, the board of
Harry
directors. Here we go.
Stonecipher, a former GE
Guarantee it.
executive and McDonnell Douglas CEO, becomes COO of the combined companies.
And more of the company's style and culture began to be more of a McDonnell Douglas sort of, picture.
He almost
And they were more
immediately
concerned about
sort of
profits
signaled
than
there was a new
innovation in
sheriff
McDonnell
town,
Douglas.
And he was going to bring financial
Everybody knows
discipline
that.
to Boeing.
Tell them classic.
Stonecipher would eventually become CEO and continued his emphasis on controlling costs within the company.
Told ya.
A culture that engineers within the company
Wrong again,
would begin to
Bolin.
feel.
We had breakfast with the president of commercial.
This is Stan Storcher. He was a physicist at Boeing for over 20 years and felt these changes firsthand.
And he said he was so proud of cutting his capital expenditure budgets by 60%. Capital expenditures for us were improvements in the factory, in the shop floor, in processes and materials and things like that. By 2000, there was a great deal of dissatisfaction with the way our problem-solving culture was being displaced. And we thought it was just much more difficult for us to do our job.
And that's when a lot of people trace this sort of fundamental shift in thinking in terms of what you prioritize, whether that be profits or whether that be engineering.
Further evidence of a move away from engineering prowess and innovation to profit was Boeing's decision to move company headquarters to Chicago, when Boeing's jet manufacturing and airplane designers were in Seattle.
Probably the biggest motivation was to send a message to the street that this was a company that was not going to make investment
On our way to
decisions on the basis
Manchester
of legacy
station.
or heritage or anything
We're actually in
like that,
descent
but
now.
rather purely make investment decisions on the basis of returns. And by moving to a place where there were no legacy royalties, no heritage production facilities, they were sending that message.
And it also started to shape how Boeing viewed its own internal investments in things like airplane programs. Tremendously important as the company started planning for what became the 787 Dreamliner.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 787 Dreamliner.
For this event, it was held on July 8, 2007, so 787. Tom Brokaw was there. I was there, just sitting in the audience, just trying to soak it all in. I think they raised the factory door and there was the plane. But at the time, it was just an empty shell. We didn't know, but it was all
didn't tell anybody.
appearances.
For the 787, Boeing attempted a new system for designing the aircraft. Instead of doing everything in-house, it would outsource much of the plane's design and manufacturing to its biggest suppliers.
Yes, MD-11.
It was going to be about outsourcing to places where we could produce things more cheaply, as opposed to the finest, best, safest airplanes in the world, which is what Boeing made for decades.
This works for running shoes, ladies' garments, cell phones, hard drives, integrated circuits. It works for everybody. It'll work for you. And I thought, no, it won't.
Boeing had never done a plane using this system before. This was very different from, Boeing controlling the processes itself. And it did not go well.
We launched the 7. The worst I could think of was that we'd be 3 months late, which is a shooting offense at Boeing. It wasn't
a
3
shooting
months late, it was
offense.
3 years late. It wasn't $5 billion over budget, it was 30 or 40 or $50 billion over budget. Grounded the fleet for 3 months.
The suppliers, were just in over their heads, most of them. We had years of issues. There was an
Speed brakes
engine
going out.
explosion at one point. There was an electrical fire on a flight test aircraft.
And I thought, okay, this experiment is done, right? This didn't work. And the executives said, the business model is fine, we just didn't execute it.
Every new airplane has got things, especially those that kind of push the edge.
Jazzy Jana and Coltrane.
Eventually, Boeing would fix many of the 787's issues, and the Dreamliner slowly started to bring in big returns. And with a profitable plane, Boeing looked at other measures to boost its returns to shareholders.
There's different ways of getting your profit up. So one is just that you make the best product imaginable and everybody wants to buy it, and so your sales go up and you make more money on that plane. The other is that you do financial engineering.
One common technique for companies to boost their stock price is a practice known as stock buybacks, where a company uses its capital to buy back its own stock from the marketplace.
And the math is really simple to understand.
That's putting it
if you have fewer shares trading, absent all else, the price goes up, the share's worth more, they get a nice return on their investment.
Boeing's stock was on the rise, and by 2015, new CEO Dennis Muilenburg would ramp the program up even more. From 2014 to 2019, Boeing would repurchase about $38 billion of its.
Let me pause this, guys. There's our airport. We are coming in right where we need to be. This descent is looking great. But you know what we forgot to do? Landing lights. After World War I, Boeing made furniture to make money as there was no... Yeah. They did a few things, didn't they? Wow. Lots of clouds in England today. It's a cloudy morning. Alright, we're looking good. Boy, that is a really funky approach. Great movie.
Altitude.
Here we go. I want it to be at 3,000.
Stabilizer motion. Altitude. Altitude.
Jeez. Low, brother. Flaps 28. Yeah. Like I said, man, Tri-Jet's got to have the most iconic profile. Very foggy. Very foggy. And
Landing gear. Landing gear.
when does that come out, Classic?
Landing gear.
Remember that the MD-11 has 3 gears back there. And that middle gear, I don't know what it's for, but I feel like it makes it impossible to butter this plane. You know, I went and watched YouTube videos of like pilots in real life landing MD-11s, and they seem to slam them a lot. So I think it's typical to land this thing pretty heavy. Look at 50 degrees of flaps. Look at that. What are you doing? I don't know if TFDI has plans for a console release. Sensational. Sorry, sensation. I'm not sure if it's planned or not. Yeah, I mean, yeah, okay, that makes sense. It's still annoying.
Stabilizer motion.
We're turning towards the airport. I can see that our excuse me. Nice and easy.
Stabilizer motion.
Yeah, I think PMDG probably has a console release plan, and I have that plane. That 777 is, you know, chef's kiss. Especially on the flare, it's so smooth to land. I felt like I was buttering it by like my third flight, literally. Boy. I hope we catch the ILS, man. That might be too late. Let's see if we can speed this up. Oh, wait a minute. doing. Okay, good. Good, good, good. Catch that glide slope, yo. Look at this. We're gonna steal it.
Stabilizer motion.
We're gonna steal it. Maybe we're not. Well, I gotta tell you, I was not anticipating this weather.
Autopilot.
Glide slope.
1000.
Glide slope. 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 Glide slope.
Got it.
Glide slope. 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 Glide slope.
How will you shut
Glide
up?
slope. Glide slope. Glide slope. Glide slope.
It's too red, bro. You gotta be shitting me. This is a perfect approach.
$500. $400. Approaching minimum.
Sink rate. Sink rate. Pull up. Sink rate.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
I told you, we on some real pilot shit out here, bro. It's wet in Manchester, ladies and gentlemen. And that's what happens. That's what you get when you don't check your weather. Serves you right, brother. Look, we got a Ryanair jet on mine left. Well, that right there, classic, is about as close as you can get to a butter in this plane. I said that's about as close as you can get to a butter in this plane. And that we did that landing with no auto brake in the rain. That's the thing, Classic. Like the 777 is so dreamy on the flare. That new PMDG 777. Oh man, the flare might be my favorite part of the flight. Thank you, Sensation. I pride myself on the hard approaches, man. And I got lined up right with that runway too. That was all manual approach. You know, I had my VNAV in until about 1,800 feet or whatever, but I took control once I realized that. I thought that the ILS on this plane programs itself automatically, so I haven't been programming any frequencies. I'm gonna have to double check and see if that's really the case, because I feel like I'm doing something wrong. The approaches I'm getting. Anyway, that's the MD-11 passenger variant. I'm gonna keep flying this thing. I'm gonna get my my $70 out of it. You know what I'm saying? Nice. That's my home airport. That's a quick little flight classic. Yeah, PC's the way to go, Sensation, that's for sure. Especially for stuff like this. I mean, you gotta remember, Microsoft Flight Simulator literally existed for 40 years before it ever got a console port. Think about that. Oh my god, that's right, you're in one of them frickin' rink-a-dink prop planes. Jeez Louise. I was like, are you flying in a frickin' 180 or what? Goddamn Skyhawk? Nice. From PMDG? Oh, there's a lot of air. There's a lot of jet over here. Look at this. Nice. I'm just using a Logitech stick right now, but I have a Thrustmaster Sensational. Look at that louder jet. 10 hours. Let's get them all over here. All right, ladies and gentlemen. That was a couple of flights from Nice to Paris and from Paris to Manchester. We're going to leave you with the sights and sounds. Oh, look at those in Aer Lingus. Told you, laddie. Classic Pilot, I appreciate you, bro. Hope you come back. I stream a bit classic, so you'll probably see me live. If you're in Pacific time like I am, I'll catch you, boys.